I just wanted to do a quick video because I've got some questions and some concerns that I want to address. Now, a couple of months ago, I made a video about some of the issues I was seeing with the channel, and I got some feedback, and based on that feedback, I've made some adjustments to how I do things around here. It's certainly not the only source of information I've been going by. I've been spending quite a bit of time on YouTube-centric forums and subreddits trying to find ways to tweak the system here and there to make things better for us all. To that end, I've started paying a lot more attention to SEO in the back end, which I admit I wasn't doing a very good job on. I've been working on my tags and keywords so that my videos are easier to find via YouTube search functions, trying to make it more likely that videos are found by their algorithms, etc. I've also started making sure that I'm posting my video responses to the comments of the videos that I'm responding to, at least where I can. Stands Against Reason and Andy Bannister, to name just a few, obviously have their comments closed, so I can't, but otherwise, I do my very best to spread the word to the people who, I think, most need to see what I'm trying to say. I also started playing with my thumbnails, which I'm still not terribly happy with, but at least they stand out more now than when it was just a single image for every single video. I followed a lot of advice to make thumbnails incorporating highly saturated red, black, white, and maybe yellow into the thumbnail because it draws the eye and gets more clicks. But again, I haven't seen any real change, and like I said, I'm not particularly happy with what I've done. I like the idea, just not necessarily the look. What I really want is a cohesive thumbnail concept that tells people that it's for a single channel without it being completely static and boring. So if anyone has any ideas on that front, let me know. And of course, all of my videos are advertised to Twitter, Google+, Minds, and Gab. They are re-uploaded to Facebook and BitChute, and I make sure that there are links to every video I make on both Patreon and Maker Support. But even with all of that advertising, even with trying to get the word out, my videos don't get more than maybe 100 to 200 views, balanced between YouTube and BitChute and Facebook. And that's frustrating. Yes, subscriptions are rising very slowly, but I'm really not seeing much improvement versus before I started advertising and paying more attention to SEO. And so one of my questions is, what now? Because I'm really running out of options and ideas. In the last video I made, I had a bunch of ideas for what I thought would improve the channel. Things like upgrading software and hardware, adding new elements, etc. Now, I've since decided that some of them really wouldn't add anything to the channel, like the character animation software, which I thought would be kind of cute, but I realized that's all it would be. It would be flash over substance and really wouldn't add anything to the content or the message. Now, I will admit that I am getting a little tired of just having a single facepalming lion all the time, even though that's kind of become the mascot for the channel. I found some other images of emoting lions that I thought might be interesting to throw in from time to time, but I don't know if that would dilute the brand or if people would just hate it, so I haven't used it yet. Ideally, I'd love to have some kind of fan art of the lion or something, but that hasn't happened yet, and commissioning some art requires money that, let's be honest, this channel simply doesn't generate. So, I guess that brings us to the giant woolly mammoth in the room, and that's the lack of support that the channel receives. Now, last time, I said that there were a lot of things that I'd love to get for the channel that would improve it, but since that time, I have not received not a single new Patreon or Maker Support patron. Not one. And I'm really thankful to the few of you who care enough to throw a couple of bucks my way every month, but it's really frustrating when you want to do things to improve the channel and nobody else seems to care. And this isn't an attempt to shame anyone into running over and signing up. You do what you feel drawn to do and are capable of doing, of course. But I really don't know what to do anymore. See, originally I had wanted to make Patreon and later Maker Support a one-stop shop for all of my content, where people didn't have to go to the blog or to YouTube or to Twitter or whatever. They could just log into these sites and see all of my content from across multiple platforms, plus all of the extras that being a patron gets you. But I don't think anyone cares. I have produced a lot of behind-the-scenes content just for supporters, and I have no idea if anyone has ever watched any of it. There doesn't seem to be much, if any, interest in what additional content I'm making. So, again, I have to ask, what is it that people want? What would interest you? What would convince people to become supporters of the channel? Because I'm totally lost here. And even beyond that, just in general, what do people want to see? I thought about making a Discord server, but really, what would I do with it? Would it be a complete waste of my time? I've considered live streaming, but what would anyone want to see me do there? Would anyone even bother to show up? So I thought, sure, I could have guests. But that's not really what my channel is about, and there are lots of channels out there that do guest live streaming that just turns into a mutual masturbation society, in my opinion. Or maybe I could have a debate, but that assumes that I could find a theist willing to get shredded live on YouTube, which I rather doubt. So this also leaves me completely confused. Finally, since I don't want this video to go too long, as most have noticed, I've shifted gears towards almost entirely debunking religious videos, and this is for a number of reasons. First, the feedback I was getting said that most people were here just to see my anti-religious content, and I happened to listen. Secondly, the wellspring of SJW nonsense has largely dried up on YouTube. A huge number of the channels that used to focus on it are just gone, and a lot of the ones that remain have given up the video response format. And I hate to say it, but the second they did that, I tend to lose interest. I make the videos that I want to see. I want to see people going after actual claims and debunking them. It's a matter of education, even if the people who desperately need it don't want to learn. But that said, I'm afraid that the channel is going to get boring because, let's be honest, religious videos are pretty much all the same. It's all the same emotional claims based on wishful thinking and feelings, and making the videos, I have to admit that I'm getting kind of bored myself saying the same thing over and over and over again. So clearly, I want to diversify a bit, although I do want to stay within the same general realm of skepticism and crazy claims. No, I do not want to do flat earthers. I think that's been soundly debunked by a lot of different channels, and I really don't feel that I could add anything new or unique. So what would people want to see? I want something that's relatively abundant, that I have a wide variety of videos to pick from, and I don't have to hunt for things, but also something that hasn't been done to death by others. Ideas here would be much appreciated. So that's the current state of the channel and what I really want to know. But now I want to know what you think. Where do you think I'm going wrong, or what do you think I can do to improve, and how can I get more subscribers and viewers and supporters? Because if we're not growing, what's the point? If we're not having an impact, why bother? I really hate to look at other channels and try to compare, but when I see other channels that I, at least in my subjective view, think I'm producing better content than, and they're still outgrowing me by multiple orders of magnitude, it gets really, really frustrating. And if having the channel is a frustration, again, why do it? So I leave the comment section to you, gentle viewers. Give me your suggestions. Tell me what you want to see. I want your ideas on how to move forward and how to improve. Because at the end of the day, you're what really matters here, and I care about your input. So, until next time, take care.